Hi, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, and I'm back one more time. You know, the common conversation around the towns and cities today, many people are talking about saving America, changing America, making America more representative of a moral statement that we've embodied, at least in our minds, and seeing if we can do something to make it real. Talking about saving America and from evil. That evil is so rampant all around us, and I guess we really deep inside know why, but we don't want to admit it, and I'm sure we don't want to admit it. But I was thinking about this, ladies and gentlemen. I gave it some thought, and I decided to make some notes, and I wanted to share with you and speak to you, if I may, for a moment on these notes. And I made a note that voting. And I was thinking about voting because we got an election season, I think, in less than a month maybe. We'll be going to the polls and you will be making a statement. I want you to know that voting is a choice between heaven and hell. Now, you probably never heard that or even thought like that before, but voting truly is a choice between heaven and hell. You see, heaven is automatic, it is natural, it is normal. Heaven is real. Hell is conjured up, it is staged, it is planned, it's concocted, it's deceptive, and it's really fake. Now, some things have been happening in our community and in this nation, and it is said that the Republicans are looking to install a Supreme Court justice. Our most prominent one, Ms. Ginsburg, has just passed, and the president says, and the Republican Party are going to jump on it right away and install their power base, so they can control America and force people to do what people might not want to do. Well, anyway, they want to install the Supreme Court justice, and their intent here is to end part of the Obamacare that they don't want. And they think the Supreme Court would be instrumental in that. Also in abortion, and many other concerns that are important to other people, but not to them. That's why they want this kind of power, you see, to abuse it. Anyway, I want you to remember these kinds of things. But remember this, maybe they will offer health care for every citizen, from the womb to the tomb. I mean, heaven does. Along with an end to abortion, there will be an end to capital punishment, an end to war, take away guns from policemen. I mean, heaven does. Maybe education will be guaranteed to every citizen, unlimited and unrestricted. I mean, heaven does. Considering the candidate for the court is or has advocated kingdom of God, and using the court system to do so suggests that maybe the system is about to change, whereby peace is experienced by every citizen, prosperity and freedom, joy of life, and the fulfillment of dreams for every citizen. Well, heaven does. Maybe, finally, it has been figured out that every human benefits from the essentials for survival, and that each one should play a role in the creative process of providing these goods and services, thereby engaging themselves in a job or a career of choice, creating such an abundance from the resources naturally provided that no one is denied any of their needs, their wants, and their desires. I mean, Heaven does. Perhaps an acknowledgement will be made that the ultimate power is invisible, that no human is greater, more special, more deserving than any other human. Well, now this gets really good. Last little note page here. And, yes, let me finish this. And that life, one more time, life is for living. Heaven does. Perhaps with the man that calls himself the chosen one, as wise as Jesus, maybe wiser, and the inclusion of a Supreme Court justice champion the kingdom of God, this will end the need for lying, the need for cheating, and the need for stealing and killing, the need for hating and bigotry, the need for racism and poverty and crime and violence, terror and war. Well, this is what heaven is about, and makes it stand mountains above hell. And it's worth commitment from every citizen, indicating that finally the people are waking up, making the proper choice, and taking the right action. Bringing justice, my friends, if you've come this far, to the cause of Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, Rashad Brooks, Daniel Cruz, Atalina Jefferson, Ora Rosé, Stephon Clark, Botham Jean, Philantro Castell, Alton Sterling, Michelle Cossino, Freddie Gray, Janisha Funsville, Eric Gardner, Akir Gurley, Gabriela Navarez, Tamara Rice, Michael Brown, Tanisha Anderson, to name a few. The list goes on. And also included Black Lives Matter, the Me Too movement, the 99%, All Lives Matter. And ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to say to you, while the damage has been done to the many injustices against people of color and people in general, and the grief continues, the greatest justice is a system change whereby none of these injustices will ever occur again. Now, anyone that cannot sign on this dotted line, you would think deserves only hell. And yet, an employee refuses to leave the job when fired does not merit conversation, evidence claiming to be America's God. And now, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line. If you want what you have knelt on your knees and prayed for, what you've gone up to the altar and asked the preacher to pray for you for, what you've called in on telephone and asked for a prayer partner to pray with you, all these that have gone up in prayer really truly are not a unique thing, because when it's all put together, all of the prayers across the nation, in fact, all of the prayers across the world, are the same prayers. They are absolutely the same prayer. You are praying, your neighbor across the street is praying, and you both are praying for the same thing. Your city, those of you in your city and town, you are praying, and those in another city and town, or another state, or one state praying, and another state praying, you are both praying for the same things. And what are you praying for? You are praying for the essence of life. You are praying for that which was essentially necessary for you, anybody, a human being, to experience what life is supposed to be while here on this earth, that has been sucked out of you like blood-sucking leeches. Got you walking in this body, in this form, crippled, not knowing what to do. But there's the answer. You're looking at the wrong source. The answer is in the invisible. The power is in the invisible. No other head, no head of any other organization, it has that power. They might have some information about something else, but not life. That power is God. And so I want you to know that all of the troubles that we're experiencing today, God is the answer. There are those with plans that are so divisive and so selfish for their own ends that they will destroy not just America, they will destroy the world. Just leave them a little block and a few slaves. There are those that would do that, ladies and gentlemen. And there are those that would mitigate from that point all the way back up toward that path of righteousness, but will not go into the field of righteousness. They're just better, it appears, or seem, or at least deception cause them to believe that's better than the worst. Yet truth wants you to know that anything less than the best is always the worst. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave that with you. I'm going to say thank you so very much for giving me this your moment in time. And until next time, this is Eddie Marcus saying goodbye.